Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Crystal Spirits. So today on here, I'm actually going ahead and I'm going to be doing a couple different videos. So right now what I'm going to be working on is I'm going to be showing you guys how one of my favorite game sites plays. So this is Ropin Ranch. It's basically, I know it's been around for a little while now. But on it you can raise different animals. So like you can raise horses of all different breeds. You can actually raise cows, chickens, ducks, and goats currently. So just gonna show like a couple of the things here. So when you're starting out on the game, you actually play with horses to start with. So they've got all different kinds of breeds on here. Let's see if I can bring them up real quick here under animal breeds. So they basically got horses for everything. I know they're continuing to add new horses pretty much whenever they get a chance, alongside, again, like some of the other animals that they're releasing here and there. So I'm not going to really read off everything here, but I'm just going to kind of go through and show everything. So on my specific account, I am mostly raising Mustangs because honestly, Mustangs are one of my favorite types of horses. But they've released a couple of new breeds to the game recently as well. I don't know if they had them showing on the directory here, but I can show the ones that I do have. Let's see. Let me continue sorting through these real quick. But this is one of those games that either you can play this however you want. So you could be raising horses to become faster, well, not fast, but you can raise them to get new skills and everything, and just train them up to be the best of the best, pretty much. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show off actually my mares would be better. But you can raise horses and goats and everything, and they have genetic potential, or GP, and they have a leaderboard for like how like whoever has the highest GP horses. So these are some of my horses that I have currently. My Mustangs are, of course, like I said, my main breed, hence why I have so many. Although I haven't been working with them as much lately, I've been more so working with my goats. But I'm definitely going to be working on my horses more, so I could kind of demonstrate a little bit with it. So you got horses like these guys here, once it loads. I think it partially is a bit slow due to using Opera, because it's not necessarily designed for Opera. But the developer of the game is working as hard as they can to continue to make this game better and better. So, like I said, this is one of my Mustangs. I don't know. Sorry for running over my own words. I don't necessarily name all my horses, to be honest. I mostly just label them with a GP because that's my main focus, is just raising the fastest and strongest horses that I can. Let me open up this tab real quick. I actually need to age up this foal real quick so I can work through some stuff with the horses. Actually, he's going to be perfect to start with. So when you're playing, you can breed your horses, and they start off obviously like foals. But the first thing you need to do is you actually have to tame them. So you can only do up to 5 hours at a time. Then you can either wait until after rollover to be able to play or to raise them up to next month. Or if you have moons, you can go ahead and you can do it moons as well to raise. So I always raise my horses with moons. It's just faster for me. It's also due to my cows, which I'll show a little bit later. Or I might do it in a separate video. I'm not sure yet. Like, I might just do my horses for now for like 10 to 15 minutes. maybe about 15 minutes to kind of demonstrate stuff and see how everybody likes it. But you can see that my foal here, he has already reached 8 months old. So it's like taming is done and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and feed him, take care of him, everything. So 2.25 pounds of feed is what he requires right now. And then once they're done with taming, you could go on to halter training the horses. And then you can start aging them up again. Once they've hit, I believe it's 1 year, 6 months, then you go on to the next form of training, which I'll be able to show in a minute. But as we go through here, when the horses hit adults, you can either train them yourself all the way up, or you can send them to the trainer. I'll show a little bit with just training up manually, but I normally do it just with the horse trainer. But that's only, again, like, you only really want to do the horse trainer if you have a lot of money, because it can get pretty expensive pretty quickly, which I'll demonstrate with this foal in a minute once he's done. So you see now we can gait train him. This will help to keep getting more skills early on. One thing I almost forgot about is you can also register your horses. So if I go ahead, I just clicked on registering. So let me see if I can find the right category for him. So he is a gaited horse. Not gaited stock. Just gaited horse, I believe. Hold on, let me see. Let me go back real quick. I want to make sure. So he's not a desert horse. That much I know for sure. Yeah, he's just a gaited horse. Let's go back down. I don't know if I can register him yet because I don't think his mom is registered, but his dad might be. We'll go over here to Gaited Horse Club and I'll see if I can. Oh yeah, I haven't done a DNA test on him yet, but I can register some of my other horses. So we're going to go ahead and get the ones that are DNA tested registered real quick. So the only requirement for gaited horses is that the parent must be registered. So pretty simple. But like if I were to register him, it would pop up right down here with the symbol for it. I'll see if I can bring up one of my others real quick. Let me go ahead and open up a new tab here for it. And then give the browser a minute to load. So I think that this mare was one of the ones who was registered. So if I go ahead and click on her icon here, you can see it's right here. It shows Gaited Horse Club. So she is now registered. So any of her foals that she has can then be registered as well. Every horse can, I believe, come in pretty much every color in the game. Some patterns are restricted, though, to certain breeds. Like, in terms of, or like, you can pretty much, I believe, breed the patterns of anything onto any horse. But some horses, like, if they get a paint pattern, most of the time they're going to wind up being a paint. If you breed Appaloosa to a paint horse, you get a Pintaloosa. So that becomes its own breed overall. Just trying to finish up this part here. Sorry if I'm a little bit awkward explaining some of this stuff. I'm not always the best with commentary, but it's also, I don't really do scripts or anything. So it's a little bit harder for me to an extent. But this is just a really simple video. I'm probably going to throw this out on Wednesday, I think, which will be the 4th. Because I'm definitely getting my Rancho River Shine out tonight, like I usually do. But we can see now that he is a fully grown stallion. So if you're wanting to just do regular training, you click here where it shows train. And then you can see like they already have some skills they start off with. You click the plus of any of these, and then you can set the duration. So no matter if I'm training or whatever it is, I always put the max amount of whatever I'm going to put in terms of hours. And then after I take care of them, you'll have like 10% more that you can do, which would be an hour. Now, if you go through and you go and go over like however much energy your horse has, like they have under 20, their health will steadily begin decreasing until they end up dying. Horses can live to be around, I believe, 30 in the game, but some of them can start slowing down earlier than that. It basically depends, I guess, in a way, on their genetics. I don't usually worry about that too much, to be honest. When I play with my horses, when they get too old to have foals, because at certain ages, once they become seniors, their fertility will begin dropping. So once they become 0% fertility, I basically am not going to worry about breeding them anymore or keeping them or anything. I just set them up in the auction at 999 coins. And then if people bid on them, that's great. If not, they'll get sold to the main Ropin Ranch account for 999 coins. We can see now, like, since he's adult, I showed a little bit with just training here. I'm going to show the horse trainer. So you would click right here where there's the 3 lines, go to services, and then horse trainer. You can select the horse, and you can either use timers, or you could just do the fast, like instant. So notice, if you do normal timing, it'll take 18 moons to use the horse, and then 9,000 coins. And then if you do instant, it'll be 18 moons still and 45,000. So I'm going ahead, I always do instant on it. And basically once you're done with that, you can go back to your horse. So give it a moment here to load, and you can see now he's got the check mark saying that he's fully trained. So from there, I can either just breed him, or I could go ahead and put him into races and competitions. But let me see here what his skills are. I don't normally do races, but I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit in this video. So I can see his best skills are definitely his gallop, and it looks like his stamina. So I want to say that's going to be a Western competition, because they have 2 different types of competitions here. You have Western and you have English. So I'm going to, for now, register him as being Western. You can also have blankets, saddles, and bridles to put on the horses. We go ahead here. You can see as you click on each one, they'll put those piece of tack onto your horse. We'll go ahead, tack him up, and wait a moment for it to load. Let's see. And it brings you to this screen showing all the information. So it shows like the coat type in terms of color and everything. If I genetic tested him, it would show the genotype and the conformation. It shows his date of birth and everything along those lines. But now that he's ready there, we can click compete. Or, well, I forgot to do the Coggins. So you do have to do Coggins testing as well before you can do anything. Now I can compete. So what I'm going to do is you can click on all these different ones here. I'm going to check that out in a minute. That's actually new to me. So I can see that this one, reining, is not right for this horse because it's dressage and speed. So let's go back and let's check roping. So roping is speed and stamina. So I think we're getting there, but it's not speed. I don't think he had as the best skill. No, it's gallop. So we're looking specifically for galloping and stamina. So not cutting either, which is dressage and gallop. Then we'll do barrel racing, which is speed and gallop. And then let's check out Western pleasure, which is dressage and stamina. So he might actually be better as a English horse. So we're going to go ahead and change his specialty to English. And let's see here. So you can see like there's different tack, at least in terms of saddle and saddle pad for it. So let's go ahead and check this out again. Let's try and check. So if we go to racing, that's speed and jumping for racing. Then we'll go to show hunting, which is stamina and jumping. Then we'll go to show jumping, which is jumping and trot. Saddle seat, which is stamina and gallop. So he is a saddle seat, basically, as they put it here. So we'll put him into one competition. So when that competition hits 5 competitors, then it'll go ahead and run, and if you win, you'll get some money and some moons. But now, this part is new to me for gated competitions. So I can see here they've got harness racing and gated showmanship. So let's see, we'll just do the gated showmanship, I believe. So stamina and trot is what's required with that. That's interesting. Let's check out harness racing. And harness racing is speed and trot. We'll go ahead and just kind of enter him into a couple of different ones, see what he does best in. So I'm not really going to be able to check it out tonight, I don't think, because we're definitely kind of going a little bit long, I would say, in terms of for a browser game. But let me go ahead and get him entered into just a couple of each of those. So, as you see, like, that's a little bit here with Ropin Ranch. So, I'm not going to do really much more right now on it to demonstrate things, but if you guys would like to see another video of it, just let me know, and I'll go ahead and throw one out. I don't really work with the poultry much, but there are still cows and goats that I can demonstrate with as well. So if you guys end up wanting to see that, feel free to let me know. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video now so I can go ahead and get started on doing a new Ranch of Rivershine video. But thank you guys, and goodbye.